So last week we started the inaugural episode of Take 10 where I have friends on and I ask them 10 questions, maybe 11 sometimes, and just so people get to know them. And, well, thank you, Rebby. Much love. So I asked them 10 questions. I have a warm-up one, and then we kind of let them have their spiel, and then after that we kind of do I didn't do it with Justin because it kind of went long, but with Mike we're going to go ahead and do a Selenka deck profile. So on this second episode of Take 10, the first question, the icebreaker I have for you is, what was the last thing you ate today, and was it delicious? Was it? Yeah, of course it was delicious. You ate it because you don't eat bad food. But what was it? And then elaborate, I guess, or whatever. So.
Okay, so I had sushi today.
Oh, this down.
I am big on a lot of healthier foods.
Okay.
Right. So I had a dragon roll today. I'm a big fan of avocado.
Okay.
I try to eat mostly healthy. Like, obviously, it doesn't happen all the time, right? Like, I like burgers and real foods, what people call real food, right?
Yeah, I get it.
But for health reasons, like, I tend to generally eat on the nicer side. Okay. Like, even when I use the air fryer is used more than stove.
Okay. I used an air. I like the air fryer. I like the concept of it, and I like the idea behind it. I just hate cleaning it out. So it's just like I'm lazy and I don't want to have to clean it. Like I'll go grill it, But sometimes you can't do that, right? You can't. I like grilling stuff. I'm a huge barbecue guy. I love to cook burgers, steaks, chicken. I like to smoke chicken wings, sausages, stuff like that. I got a flat top griddle for Christmas. My wife bought me one because my dad has a griddle, and I want to like smash burger stuff. And I'm like, man, I'm gonna cook like eggs on it when they're not $10 a dozen or whatever. And like you can make pancakes on it and stuff. So, like I just want to do weird stuff with it. Like I like breakfast for dinner. I'm a huge breakfast for dinner fan, but I don't really do it that much. But with a griddle, maybe. But I haven't had sushi in a grip, man. And the last time I think I had sushi, I think I had like what I call frushi. It's just like it's a fruit roll with like in a soy wrap or whatever, and it's almost like a fruit roll up, and it's more of a dessert sushi than it is. Then it has like different pieces of like kiwi, strawberry, mango, stuff like that. I like sushi. It has to be cooked though. Like I can't do the raw stuff. I have to do. Yeah, I think the cooked stuff's my favorite. But yeah, but that's super cool. Do you have like a favorite place you go down there where you go? Like, do you have like a local dive, a local hangout where you just go and eat sushi all day?
Not all the time because like it can get kind of expensive. But there's a place called Sushimasa that has all you can eat, and then like they cook. And so instead of like you would think buffet, but like they just cook everything to order.
Oh, that's cool. That's super sick. Cool. All right. So question, I guess number 3, because we've already done 2. How'd you get into UVS? What got your interest in the game, and what kept you here?
So like most good UVS stories, this is an Andrew Holder story.
Heck yeah, we love Andrew Holder on this channel.
So Andrew was like, so I've known Andrew for a while and played like various card games with him, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's like, so this is My Hero card game coming out. And that's how he sold it to us. It wasn't UniVersus. This is the My Hero card game.
Yeah.
I have to play it by myself and get my wife to play. Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to do. Okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. So then he gets it and it's like, oh, this looks cool. And then Andrew was learning how to play. And then like his wife was up there for a little bit playing. And Corey. But basically, Andrew and us like learned together basically, and then just fell in love with the game because there's a lot of chess-esque things in the game where like your decisions actually matter. I have played a lot of card games where they're just full RNG. And like people can joke about, well, I got RNG'd out of this game, and like that's impossible to prevent, right? But like most of the time, when people say that, they're joking or they're talking or whatever happened, right? But like a lot of the times in UBS, even when it comes to deck construction, which could be a big issue, right? You have ways to get out of most situations, like if you're willing to like dedicate space to that. So I like that a lot. there is a reason, despite what people think, that there are several people at the top at most events.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like they're not just way luckier to be you,
Yeah.
and like you do have to be like super lucky. Like even Kevin Roberts like come out and says you have to get super lucky, like do well in an event, like a long event, right?
Correct.
Like just in general.
Yeah.
But there are X amount of games during that event where you were in full control of whether you won or lost that event.
Oh yeah.
And like that's how people do well in events, right?
Correct.
And there are formats that I like and don't like as much, right? Like I'm not a huge fan of the current format.
Correct.
But like, it's been like just because I don't like something doesn't mean that like everybody else doesn't like something, right?
Correct.
I would prefer it to be like a little bit slower, more back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But like when aggressive decks are the best thing going on, it's easier to attract players to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of people just don't have long attention spans and don't want to sit there for like a long day, right?
Yeah,
like you might could do it for a couple rounds, but
yeah.
you don't want to show up for like an 8-round event and play like a racer head for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
So like, I think it's not the worst thing. I wish it was tuned down like a little bit, only because of the homogenization that I feel like we're like kind of in with like firepower and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like not to hit on too much on that right now. It was just there were a bunch of different deck archetypes, and sadly, for our locals, like the character that I was most excited about from my hero and that made me like want to play was Froppy, and she was extremely broken.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the time.
Nobody knows when they first start. It's like, oh, that character looks cool. She's busted, man.
So when we started was like we got on super early because Andrew works at the store and was very interested in it. So like basically we were attacking on turn 1. So like there were some games when we were learning where I was just killing people on turn 1, and I'm like, okay, I mean, sure. I mean, this is interesting. I checked all 5s and they died, whatever, because that's right. And then another one of my locals that was like starting to get interested in the game, he was interested in Bird, and he was also just killing people on turn 1, because Sophie was his favorite, and we're like, I don't know if we want to play this game where everybody just dies on turn 1 or 2.
Yeah, very true.
And they fixed that really quickly. Like, not too long after that, they were just like, no, we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I mean, it was fun, but, like, there was definitely some people that started getting interested in us playing until they sat down and Finley and I were killing them on turn 1. They're like, well, I don't know if I want to spend X amount of money on stuff. And we're just playing one turn, you won the die roll, so yeah. And, like, it still didn't happen, though. You had to check well, right?
Correct.
But there were so many games when we were learning where we'd be play a 5. Oh, I checked the 3. Okay, I guess it's your turn. I just don't build anything.
you were the player 3. You were player 3. We love player 3. Yeah, that's the best. That's funny. Yeah.
So our locals was something, and then we didn't know what we were doing for it took us like honestly a really long time. Besides Andrew, who figured out the game like way faster than us.
Yeah.
It took us a long time to like get to wrap our hands around it. And around the time that we did is when Kirishima 1 was popular. So that's all. And I'm like, man, that is not fun. What's really funny is like me now would love Kirishima 1. Like I just want to block everything.
Oh
like,
yeah, for sure, right? Yeah. Yep.
But me wanting to learn to play the game, like I'm like, well, we're sitting here. We played 3 turns. I played 5 attacks this turn. I hit you once. That was cool. And like because you weren't allowed to poke Kirishima 1, right? If you poke Kirishima 1, he could free build, and you're like, oh, this is terrible.
Correct. Yeah.
But after a bit of that, Andrew stopped playing Kirishima 1, and we were trying to. Andrew really liked Shoto 1, but he couldn't get him to work.
Yeah.
So like we had casual locals and then non-casual locals. It was like our locals was like really weird, and then eventually we just all ended up being hyper competitive.
Okay. Sure.
Which was bad, because we all wanted to win, right? Because like we were investing in the stuff, right? And we were trying to win, and it just made people not want to play because like they didn't want to play hyper competitive.
Oh,
so
sure.
we had I don't know, like 8 people to start or whatever, and then it ended up just being like 4 or 5 because like we got really competitive, and then like later on, like in the game, so like around set 3 or whatever, we would try like different decks and stuff like that, but they'd all be competitive. So like we weren't really. This idea looks cool, but it's also very competitive. That didn't go over the best, and we had several people that are like, "Well, I just don't want to play hyper competitive." Right?
Yeah.
That's like, well,
I'm sorry. That's a hard balance to strike at locals, right? Like you have your travel players, as I call them, and then you have your store players, your casuals that want to show up well at local events, but they're not like playing the sweatiest decks. Like one of my players, he brings a new deck every week. Like his favorite character is Shoto 4. Like if he, like I tell him, if you played that deck every day, you would be beating everyone's ass. Like because that character's really good, and he got so much stuff out of Critical Role, and like he's Ojiro too, but without the pickup, right? Like he's just he can get that scaling damage. And I go, man, you should just focus in on this guy. But he's like, I like playing everybody else though. I like playing all different types of decks. And I'm like, dude, I love you. You're the best. And I like, like I've played the same deck for like 2 months. Like I played decks for like 6 months, and I just like I know my locals hate it because I just test for like big events, and I need to learn. Because I talk with Corey in chat a lot about this, where I need to learn how to not. I need to turn that button off. The hyper competitive button. It's really, really hard, especially since we have a league and a box is up for grabs, and we have a tournament at the end for a play mat. So by proxy, our locals are sweaty just because of the whole thing we're in, But it's, I guess it's what we make it, right? So.
Yeah, it's hard because like I am a pretty competitive person, but I'd also say that like I have like a very strong casual side in that like I like playing in UBS. I like playing characters that I like, and I try to make them as competitive as possible, right?
Yep.
So like that doesn't always lead to the best results. Like and then because like I played Kurama at Atlanta. It was Atlanta or Kissimmee, where like I lost 2 win-ins. We almost had a Kurama top cut, which would have been really cool. But so 2 times in 6 games, I checked the 2 on my 3rd foundation, and I was like, "Well, game's over." But I felt like the 2 because the only way I could get Kurama to work was he was a Tasty Rift deck.
Sure.
Because I was very ahead of my opponent, and Tasty Rift was very hard to block in Kurama because it's like an 8 high, right? I'm playing it at my 3rd half.
Yeah.
And but so some people may not like that deck. Like I have locals that are just like, "Oh, that deck's oppressive," and it's like, I actually don't think that.
Yeah.
But I also know what's like out there that's like super OP or like not fun to play or whatever, right? Sure. So like, I have that problem where like I should play the best deck more often, and I just don't.
Yeah.
Like Andrew not playing as much anymore, kind of stopped me from that because like Andrew used to be like, "Hey, just play this deck." Like when, it's like when we were he was like hard advocating for Ojiro 2, right?
Yeah.
He's like, just play for 2 deck. You're gonna qualify instantly, and I'm like, I don't wanna. And then I did.
Yeah.
And then I played him in 2 events. I lost to Andrew because he later told me I misplayed into him playing Eraser, and apparently I should have beat him too. But like, I misplayed.
Sure. Yeah.
The next event, I like 2-0'd every match. Like it's like, oh, sure. It's broken. I probably should just play the broken thing.
Yeah.
When the events, I needed to qualify for Nats, right?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I make really bad decisions because I want to try to make my quirky thing work.
Yeah.
Where like one of the events we went to, I played Shoto 3. That character's really bad.
Yeah.
That character's really bad, but I was like, I'm going to prove the point that I can beat Dex with it.
Yeah. And
I played Ojiro 2, and I beat him with Shoto 3, and then I lost to everything else that I played in the room. So I was like, well, alright, this character is terrible.
Yeah.
It's way too hard to find characters to use his abilities.
Yeah.
So like, well, that was like a totally wasted tournament. But like sometimes I had to get like, hey, I have to prove the point this character is good because like I I like Shoto a lot, and Shoto 2 had a lot of issues, so I got excited for Shoto 3,
Mm-hmm.
and thought it was just bad. But like sometimes you like have to learn. Like I had like a growing point of you have to understand that you are not right all the time.
Yeah.
Like just because
True.
you like something and
Yeah.
think it is good, it does not mean that it's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was just something that I had to learn from this game. Is yes, I think a lot of my ideas are very good, but like all of them are not going to work,
Correct.
and I should be less stubborn about it.
Mm-hmm.
So and just play things that are better when I go to events that cost money.
Yeah, yeah. Like when
Why?
you go to Nats or you go to a regional or whatever, you're spending money to do it. You should obviously play. Like I get in the fact where like I get like, well, I'm gonna play Jace. Everything you say is right. Okay. Yeah, we love you. But like I'm gonna play what feels good boat. Like, sure. Like I knew Ymir at Worlds was kinda to quote Jace, very mid into Pony. But the match that me and Tam played was one of the best matches I'd ever personally had played ever. I've won a webcam regional of 200 something people, and that game was just as great. Like those are my two favorite games I've ever played in this game, where every decision mattered, and so many cool things my rival did influenced what I did and vice versa, and it just became this really cool dance. Like it was like 3 games and it was just like going back and forth, and like I chose what felt right. Like Ymir felt right. I'm pretty sure playing Pony would have been the best call, right? Like
Mhm.
obviously, like Pony was very represented at Worlds, but I just I'm just a feels player. I'm not a math guy. I've always said I'm a vibes guy. I'm a vibes player. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, both players got to play the game and it was fun. Yes, correct. That's always right, Jace. As long it's like I think Pikachu face, yeah. I think like back to like the non-game thing that sometimes happens in our game is that I think that sometimes it's like that happens. Like you get RNG'd out because sometimes things happen and things line up for like we were watching the webcam event and Gavin turned to Jesse with Devil Jin. It was
Mhm.
just like he had 5 attacks in hand and he drew another attack and he just had it all right. Like checked everything well except for the thing he needed to check really bad on in the last, so he could add another attack in or whatever, right? And it was just wild. Sometimes things happen. You get bopped and you just kind of have to just take it on the chin and shake it off and move on, right? And I think that's something that's a growing thing for players, like they have to learn that and then grow from that. Like, well, maybe I don't know how to answer the turn 2 stuff like that. I just don't. Like I'm a mid-range player. I hate getting
Mhm.
bopped on turn 2. So, but yeah. So, I guess moving on to question 2. What's your favorite symbol in the game?
Oh, it's water. It's not close.
Oh wow, really? Even okay, so you must have been really hurt the last 6 months before Critical Role because we got 0 water cards until Critical. Well, we got a couple in Star Trek, but it was like water was hurting, man. Water was hurting.
Oh yeah. No. I was just like, no. I understand that Strong Studies is like one of the best cards they've ever made.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah,
It's played in retro. Like it's just insane that card was even printed. It's insane that card was never banned. Like I thought it was getting banned as standard for sure, um, and it didn't. I just like Water's gameplay. It has a lot of control elements. It
hmm
has a lot of slowing your opponent down. I just want like it's like Zach says a lot. Like, hey, I signed up for 60 minutes. I want my 60 minutes, right? There's none of this 10-minute gameplay going on over here,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Um, like I enjoy Water a lot. And I guess it's what I said is not completely true. I do like Fire a good bit. Fire is it's like Water, small gap, Fire, and then major gap for everything else. I just don't care at
Sure.
that point.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So like there is something that's like kind of close.
hmm
But the Water is simple. Just like I like card pool stuffing.
Okay.
Um, I think that is the easiest way to slow your opponent down from aggressing you,
hmm
and I just don't really care for aggressive decks for the most part, unless they have something like really cool going on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Um, like you'll see that later with my Selinka deck. My Selinka deck's in a control deck, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
like if they have cool interactions and stuff that they get to do that like make cards that like normally aren't very good,
Mm-hmm.
that's different.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of like
City Rampage,
I don't like
5
I
attacks.
don't like RNG fast. I don't want like I don't like the command firepower decks because
Mm-hmm.
like, the biggest issue I have with firepower. Actually, we'll save that for later.
Okay.
That's a tangent. I don't want to get on the tangent. The water symbol's cool. Karama got the water symbol.
Yeah.
I wanted him to get the water symbol.
Yeah.
I get to play my cool Kurama stuff. I like Amajiki a lot. This is my favorite My Hero character. He had the water symbol,
Yeah.
even though water was not his best symbol of that format.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Yeah.
it was cool. I got to bring it to locals though, right? So like I just enjoy a lot of the things that the water symbol does.
Okay.
Sadly, I don't think we got that much in Critical Role. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that since the Street Fighter decks, multiple characters have water, so like maybe we'll get something there.
Okay.
I assume the Turtles set has water.
I would hope so.
Uh,
Turtles,
so,
water. It depends though. If they're tortoises, they're not tortoises, so they should have water. One of them should have water. I'm hoping it's Michelangelo, but I could see him not having water. But that's a whole nother thing. So moving on. So water is a great symbol, and I appreciate you for it because Karama is best boy, and we all know this. Marvel or DC, and why?
I think it's pretty easy Marvel. I think the movie standard overall has just been better, but also when I was younger, I was a lot bigger into the Marvel comics than I was the DC ones.
Sure.
I like Doctor Strange a lot.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So we got like a lot. They've been doing like a lot of extra Doctor Strange lore and movies and stuff recently. So like
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Uh, ever since they added Doctor Strange to the cinematic universe, like I've been pretty locked in on all of the.
Okay. Very cool. Did you enjoy Multiverse of Madness?
So I've heard a lot of conflicting opinions on it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's unique, right? So like it's not going to be for everybody.
Sure.
I think if you were big on the comics, that you will appreciate it more than the average moviegoer.
Correct. Yeah. Like I enjoyed it. I liked the Doctor Strange movies themselves are just great movies. Like, and they're also very different, right? Like the first one's like his origin story, like a mystical type thing, and then the second one's like a horror movie, and it's literally a horror movie. It's a superhero horror movie, and it's awesome, and it's fantastic, and the Scarlet Witch is amazing, and she's super cool, and it's like I like that you got your Doctor Strange, and you got like 8 different versions. Like you had like the dead one and all that stuff, and it was super cool, and then that guy, like he was also in the What If cartoons. Like he was like I think he was on like that Avengers of that What If Avengers, because like they were like stopping like Ultron or someone. I forget who it was. I don't remember the What If.
Ultron had the Infinity
Gauntlet. Yeah. So like it was like a hyper powered Avengers had to fight that, and so that was super cool. So man, 2 for 2 on Marvel. Man, my heart's going out to DC fans out there, man. No one likes DC because everyone thinks their movies suck. Hey, what they do, So, but anywho, all right. Your favorite? I think I already know the answer, and the people at home probably already know this. What Chris likes a psychotic, mentally unstable baddie? Color me shocked. She's not just blonde. Yeah, whatever. Yes. Hey, Storm of Blades. Yeah, you know what? Hit those emojis for that toga emoji, everybody. There you go. Hit that toga emoji. You get it if you sub, I believe. I don't know. I just set up emojis on the channel. But yeah, like your favorite IP in game. It could be before My Hero. It's just in. You could say now and of all of the game. It's whatever. I think I already know your answer though, but yeah.
So I'm gonna break the rules. I'm gonna give you 2 answers.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you one that's around now and one that's old.
Okay, sounds good.
I like Yu Yu Hakusho a lot.
Yep.
Extremely excited that Dark Tournament was allowed to us. Like Yu Yu Hakusho is my favorite anime. They did a really good job with cards in the set.
Mm-hmm.
The only complaint is I wish that Yoko had gotten his own card.
Yes.
I think that would be cool.
Yes. I'm gonna touch on
maybe you.
something after you're done with that. I'm gonna touch on something, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I think it would be really cool as a mechanic, and I know they could do this because they did Fat Gum, for you to have some condition to build Yoko from your yard on top of Corona.
That's exactly what I see. Like I think Dark Tournament came at a weird time. That if it came after AOT, he would have been a transforming character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Oh,
like,
that would
yep,
have been that would have been
so
so.
good. It'd been so cool, so good. Yes, yes, because Yoko's my favorite character too. But go ahead,
Yes.
continue. Sorry, I don't. It's your show, not mine, right now. So
But yeah, all the Yu Yu Hakusho stuff is really cool.
yeah.
I'm glad it had a power level, honestly, because it has staying power, and that's like a me being selfish thing. But like, I like seeing these cards.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Another character from like Yu Yu Hakusho, like that, I was excited that ended up not being very good. It's Toya, but
Okay, yeah.
I was really excited for Toya from Dark Tournament. But he's just kind of but Ice Sword Execution,
Mm-hmm.
extremely good card. Ice Sword Execution is gonna be around for a
Oh
while,
yeah, it will be.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's just a really cool utility card.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I get my Toya card on my favorite symbol. It's fine.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and then old, I think the Seventh Cross IP is really
Oh
cool.
yeah. Oh, I knew I was right to have you on today. Oh yes. Seven Cross is sweet. It has some of the best art ever. And
Yes.
that's even saying something with even with the Critical Role cards. Like Seventh Cross it's still like Critical Role has great art, but like Seventh Cross has some of the best art I've ever. Yeah, they did do Toya dirty with the art choices. Yes, I agree with that. But yeah, like Seventh Cross is fantastic. Wearlight is still some of my favorite art of all time. Like Wearlight is so cool looking as a foil. It's so good. Um, One thing I want to touch on before we go any further into Seventh Cross, I wanted, I thought Yoko was going to be his alternate art. Like it would be the same abilities, but it would just be named Yoko. You know, like it'd just be an
Uh,
alternate art. Yeah, like Yoko Unleashed would have just been the Yoko instead of like the cool street clothes. It would have been Yoko, right? And that'd have been sweet. Oh, be quiet, Jace. Where light mention, it's okay. It can't hurt you here. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, go ahead. Continue with the Seventh Cross talk, please. Yes.
Seventh Cross just had like so many cool mechanics. So like there were multiple character stackers. I think stacking characters is the coolest thing in UVS. That's probably like that's not a mechanic,
Yeah.
but like the idea of doing it is
Sure.
really cool.
Mhm.
Uh, like we'll get on mechanic stuff later,
Yeah.
but like I really like character stacking, and I like cards that basically what's the easiest way to say this? You get huge benefits from stacking your character, right?
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Like the payoffs and stuff are there,
Mhm.
and they had payoffs in set, right? That's cool. Like you didn't even have to whip them. Like the set had
Yep.
the hits were all cool.
Yeah.
A lot of them very high powered, so
Correct.
it's not like you were
Yeah.
complaining about them being a best character by far, and
Oh
none of the
yeah.
rest of them were. Yeah, like
Mhm.
they're just the abilities. Also, like when I've looked through like retro characters in the past, the abilities in Seven Cross are also mostly unique and not on other characters.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. Like was it I think Joffrey froze? Like he committed and froze for every character attached to him or something like that. He's in like that's insane. Like I have 5 characters. I'm going to stun 5 of you and freeze them all. Like and then like
He's on the Ice Dragon symbol. You
yeah.
can say or you.
Yeah, I think he could also play that, right? Could he because he had order? I think Ice Dragon had order. I don't remember if I know it was all and water. I don't remember the rest of it, but like Turn Loose was cool. They were all cool. Eugenia was a little weird because she was just weird, right? And DJnet,
Yeah.
like DJ still played today in retro tournaments. Like people hate playing against that character. That character's crazy, you know. Like, but see the one character I missed the most was never made. So Minato, he's the guy that can control. He can control cars, planes, and trains. He's on some art. He was going to be in the Seventh Cross DLC that was going to be made, and it never got made. But he is the coolest character. He has like he kind of looks like who's the main bad guy in Demon Slayer? Muzan. He has like the fedora and all that stuff. I forget who's the main.
Oh, okay.
So he looks like that guy, but he kills people with demon cars and trains. in subways and stuff. Oh, it's super. He's super cool. Like he's super neat, and I wish I kind of wish they would bring back character stacking, as in character stack. As far as I know, the Seventh Cross DLC didn't get made. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not sure. Um, but like character stacking, as in like retro character stacking. Oh, you sure they didn't just change the name and art? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Um, like I wish that old style of character stacking would be brought back into standard, because I think that would freshen up some stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I get why they don't, because it's kind of confusing and characters don't have check values and stuff now. Whatever, you know. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
whatever. But like another thing too is the first Yu Yu Hakusho set had Suzaku in it. He was like uber cool, right? Like his cards were nuts for character, because they brought in the gauge mechanic and all that. Like the gauge mechanic is probably super cool, but ergo, and moving on to the next question, which is, what is your favorite mechanic and why? So we can talk about mechanics now. So we'll go like that.
Okay, so people in chat might be like, "Well, it's gauge, right?" It's actually not.
Okay.
It's reversal.
Yeah.
I do not want you to attack me.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I want to set up and play the game. Let me play with my cool toys. You can play with yours, but I want to play with my cool toys.
Yeah.
And if you aggress me too hard, a lot of characters don't get to play with their stuff. So I'm like, all right, I want to play with my cool ones. Reversal, says, hey, if you're going to aggress me and you're poking me, like lazily, which a lot of people do, right? They'll like lazily, I'll throw this out, whatever. If it gets blocked, cool. If it doesn't, I get a momentum, right? I want to heavily punish you for making a bad decision.
Nightstormer Blades.
Like, I think the reversal mechanic is really cool, and I know some people don't like reversals, but the thing is with reversals, and people are like, I just don't want that in the game. A lot of them are just bad.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I don't see an issue with reversal existing, because most of the ones they're probably going to print are not going to be very good.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so if people like doing that, just let them do it, right? It's kind of like I'm hoping that the reversal or whatever from Street Fighter, right? Like, I know Jacob mentioned for UniVersus that they might unban the reversals if that is like a reversal mechanic, which I hope so, because I want to play with them, get to play with all the cool water.
Sure.
But I just like that mechanic a lot, because you get to do a lot of interesting things with that mechanic, and like some of the effects are really cool.
Yeah.
Like you get to destroy a foundation, which I think is cool, because it's like, hey, this is an actual punishment for attacking me.
Yeah.
Right. And all the reversal stuff has counterplay to it, right? Mm-hmm. Like if they ever brought reversals back, they could just be like, this attack can't be reversal. You can put a foundation. This attack can't be reversal. Like,
you put safe back on things. Yeah.
Like it's totally fun, and like, but I enjoy that, because I think that punishing people for misplaying, or just like turning their brain off if they're aggroing you is really funny. So that's just the most fun. Sure. Also, a lot of the best reversals have the water symbol, which helps.
It was the water symbol's identity back in the day. So yes, yeah.
Like my next current retro project is Vespera.
Oh, okay. I know all about Vespera. I played her a lot. Yeah, that character's crazy. Yeah, she's not banned in retro.
No.
No? What?
Nope.
Is Paralyzing Touch banned in retro? No, it's not. In Rochester Retro, it's not. What is going on? What is up with what is up with this format? You know?
I actually the reason I'm building Vespera is because some friends and I found somebody with an old collection in their attic, and they wanted to move it.
Yeah.
And it had paralyzing touches in it. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
Oh, that's sick. Oh, was that the guy on the Cell group or whatever?
No. But I want to see what he has too.
Yeah, because he has that. Is that box of Tides of Vengeance sealed? I don't think it's sealed, right? It's open. It looks open to me. Because if it's sealed, I need it.
I also need it. I messaged him about it.
Yeah, okay. You got first dibs, man. You're all good. It's all good. Yeah.
I don't mind him getting a good bit for that, because like I have one of my friends is building a retro cube.
Okay.
And we have like 65% of the cards in the game are 70 or something. We have a lot of them.
Okay,
Right?
cool.
Like, a lot of those commons and uncommons from that set are not available online.
Oh, yeah, from Tides. Yeah, yeah. Fun fact: drive-through cards used to sell character bundles, and it was made to print stuff. They still make print that stuff. I don't know if they can because Jasco technically doesn't exist anymore. And you could get the old Red Horizon stuff because when back in the day when we didn't have a set for like 18 months, they brought back they rotated back in Tides of Vengeance and Red Horizon to shake the format up. And they made all of the sets available on drive-through games to buy whatever character you want. You can get all of Vesperus cards, you can get all of X Person's cards, Satoshi, all that. I don't know if it still exists, but it's an option if it's there, right? Like it, and I don't think they were that expensive. I think they were like 25, $30 with shipping for an entire 4 of everything. Yeah, it was not very expensive to like get some ultra rares. Like you would get Paralyzing Touch, you would get Sovereign's Glory, you would get all the cards, like. Yeah, but Sovereign's Glory is now just Midoriya's old roundhouse 100,000%, and Mikasa broke it. So yeah, but yeah. Next question. Do you think the monthly ban and errata list is doing its job correctly?
No. So this is the thing that like I might have the most chance in on.
Yeah.
So no, I think there are too many non-games at the moment.
Okay.
A person's definition of non-games is going to be different, right? My issue is if I lose the dialogue, right? I should be able to do my character's cool thing before I die if I'm respecting you in the slightest.
Yeah. Yeah.
There is too much of, and it's hard because they printed several characters that are very easy to play. I think Nick Reagan is very easy to play. You just pick out whatever the best thing is that you hit and say, well, I think Godzilla is very new player friendly, right?
Yeah,
and he
sure.
has this, like he has 1 million health. I think those characters they're good at getting new players into the game, but I don't think they're good at keeping players in the game.
Sure.
So you might be like, well, it makes it easier for people to win. And like when people win, they want to play, right?
Yeah.
But if you want people to get into competitive at all, you will get bored of it very quickly. And the reason I think that in like my teammates have some of this issue, I definitely have this issue, is I want to try this character. Like for Critical Role, I think a lot of the Critical Role characters are really cool until I start playing them into these aggro decks that are killing me on turn 2 or turn 3 consistently every single game, no matter what I do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to play these characters anymore. Like, because like I have to, well, like if I do, I have to go, like I have to know this is a casual event, right? And I think that's a thing because like there are people like Critical Role so really, really well. Like we can't keep Critical Role product. It's just not a thing.
That's awesome. That's I think you're not alone in that problem. I think Critical Role's their best-selling set of all time, to be honest. I assume it will probably crush the AOT numbers, right? Like in the long run. So.
Oh, yeah. Like and there's which is good and bad for competitive, but like the reason I think they're not doing their job is I think they should be like, all right, so at some point you want people to be able to play their favorite characters. I don't think they have to be all tier 1 or whatever, right? But a lot of people's favorite characters are just mid, right? And that just sucks, right? And like some characters I like are not very good either, right? Like I really like Kendo. I tried really hard to make Kendo work.
Yeah.
Kendo was not good.
Yeah.
So like I think if you tune the aggro decks down, more characters will be playable, and you might be like, "Oh, but the wall decks." It's like, but there's different answers that you can print to beat wall decks.
Yeah.
That aren't just killing you.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I've heard people complain about Heroes Upbringing. I think Heroes Upbringing existing is great. I like those kind of effects because not only the super degenerate aggro stuff out a lot of the time, but it keeps a lot of the super degenerate control stuff out. Right.
Correct.
Like that. Yeah. As good into Nick Reagan as it is into Rodin. Right? And I think cards like that is great. But I think the issue is with a super high spec format is you're like, I want my deck to do a super cool thing. And maybe like your deck's super cool thing is like turn 3 or turn 4, right? A decent amount of games you're gonna get to do that.
Yeah.
But there's about even at the competitive level of like, hey, like I just didn't get to play the game, or I checked back as the defensive player and I took 11 damage for no reason because every attack is for 8
11.
plus damage.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's just not fun to me.
Yeah.
The other issue is, I think I don't think UniVersus normally has a lot of RNG. There's a ton of RNG in UniVersus and Standard.
Yeah.
Because your opponent could be on a City Rampage deck. Now, to be clear, City Rampage is not topping that many events, or if it is, it's losing in the first round top events or whatever, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't do anything about the NPE. Like the negative play experience where like, hey, you were the person it worked against in Swiss though, and you just didn't have fun and never want to play again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That level of high roll is just not. I have had multiple friends that just don't want to play because when City Rampage was popular, and City Rampage was super popular for a while because you could just pick up the Godzilla deck, and a lot of the stuff you want to play is in the Godzilla deck.
Yeah.
Like great for fun, bad for standard.
Yeah.
And the other thing is the firepower decks. My issue with firepower is not so much the damage; it's that the RNG feels terrible when it works.
Oh, the stuff off the top of the deck? Yeah.
Like, it's not firepower, it's the I'm with yous and stuff like that. Because, like, I have 2 defensive foundations. If they don't hit double seal, I'm actually fine. They did hit double seal on the top 10 card. I guess I lose.
Yeah.
Or, like, also, turns take forever to do. Like, your opponent has so many triggers, so we're just sitting here while your opponent plays solitaire.
Yeah.
And I also think that also gets people bored.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just thanks, well, your things. Am I dead? Like, can I read a book? Like, what am I doing while waiting?
Yeah. Yeah. I lost your mic a bit.
Let me see.
No, I could. You're still very, very quiet. Let me make sure that's not me. I don't think it is. Let me check. No, no, you're still coming in. Weird. You just got really quiet all of a sudden. It's the UVS gods. They shut you down because you're ranting against their ban list. Nah. Not. Yeah, no, you're still very, very quiet. Hmm? No, it's the same. It's the same. Darn. No, I can barely hear you. Darn it. Do you want to try to exit the call and come back in real quick? All right, he'll come right back. We're going to see if we can get that fixed. But yeah.
Is that better?
Yes, it works.
I hate this word.
I mean, you know what? It's the old person adage of just turn it off and turn it back on. It works all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think the feel bads for the format create too much of a negative play experience. If you ever want to consider getting into competitive, you might be like, well, competitive's like that, and I'll get. It's not the same thing. Because of how the check system and stuff works in our game. When your match is over in 10 minutes, you may not want to go to another event.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so that's kind of an issue. So I think they should, even though like Rampage isn't an issue at the competitive power level, I think it creates too much of a negative play experience when it does work that you don't want that much RNG.
Yeah.
And I also think that for the same reason with Firepower, because Firepower doesn't get speed. You can block and stuff, right? It's just the ability for the Firepower decks to go off with all of Bing Bongs or whatever people want to call them, right?
Yeah.
It's too much RNG dependent because like sometimes you just feel terrible when they hit everything and like you just can't play the game. I just don't think that aspect should exist.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just you don't have to hit Firepower and maybe you could hit the seal card because a lot of the biggest complaint that I've heard from people isn't so much the damage, it's them killing their interaction pieces without having to do anything about it, right?
Yeah,
So like,
yeah, for sure.
like
Yeah,
maybe that's an issue, but I just don't think negative play experiences um, help long term. They help early on because people are like, oh, I did this really cool thing and I killed you and you couldn't do anything about it. Oh, this is fun.
yeah.
Until that eventually gets bored. And I'm also afraid of Attack on Titan 3 printing another couple versions of that kind of effect and then it getting super crazy and it's like a third of their deck. And
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's already a quarter. It's like, it's just crazy. Yeah, like I could see that. Like, we'll find out on Wednesday. Like as of recording, because this episode will come out on a VOD on Friday. So, but we'll know by Friday what, if anything, happened. I think nothing's gonna happen, to be honest. So, yeah, I think they're gonna let it roll for one more month. I really do. But okay. So moving on to question 7. If you could have one IP brought into the game, what would it be?
So I'm all about cheating, I guess. I actually got this question from somebody like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, cool. Already.
And I gave them 2 answers because I got asked for an anime IP and a non-anime.
You can give me as many answers as you want, but as long as you say what you really really want first, I'm down. So yeah.
Yeah. So what I want the most is Mega Man Battle Network.
Okay.
I'm a big Mega Man fan.
Okay.
It's my favorite set of Mega Man games. I've been wanting another Mega Man set since I started, and I thought maybe they'll do it because they've done them in the past. They have a good relationship with Capcom, so like it's very possible.
Yeah.
I like that series a lot.
Okay.
So like more Mega Man characters and stuff like that I can play in standard would be really cool. My friend Paul Butler is a big Mega Man fan, so like he would like jump for joy if like a Mega Man set.
Yep.
And then I got asked for anime, and I picked Overlord because I just like the show a lot.
I've never even heard of it, so I don't know anything about it. So explain it to me. What is it?
So Overlord is like you got trapped in a D&D video game.
That sounds actually pretty cool. That sounds pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so like they got their souls basically got stuck in the game, and now they're basically who their character was, level and all, in the game.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like D&D. I'm a huge D&D fan, so I'm down. Yeah.
It was super good. Also, my favorite female character in anime, Albedo, was in there. Okay. Really cool. If they that would be a chrome I'd have to have for sure. If they put Albedo in the game, I would have to get an Albedo chrome.
Okay, cool. Who's your favorite robot master? If we're talking about Mega Man, who's your favorite robot master?
So favorite robot master is probably Shade Man.
Okay.
Yeah, it would probably be Shade Man, which I don't know if Shade Man actually has a card in UVS, so that would be extra cool.
No, my favorite is Shadow Man, and he's the ninja guy with the ninja star, and he's actually as the banner of my YouTube channel because it's from Shadow Blade Shuriken, his ultra rare attack, and it's a flash attack that does cool things. I think it draws a card if it hits or something like that, or when you clear it or whatnot. But it has some of the coolest art ever, and I just love that card because I like Shadow Man a lot. So that's a super cool one. So, hey Chad, if you're watching, let us know who your favorite robot master is in chat. That'd be cool. Yeah, do chat things. Cool. Moving on. If you get your choice of 2 players, can be current or retired, to pick for a team's cardboard event, who are they and why?
So I'm probably picking my best friend in the card game, which is Paul Butler.
Okay.
Paul and I play all the time.
Okay.
And I just enjoy his company a lot. And then the last person is between Tim Keefe and you, probably. Because like we get along pretty well.
Yeah.
And then Tim Keefe is the GOAT. Like I just think Tim Keefe is the best player in the game. Period.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Anybody. I talk deck ideas and stuff with Tim in like Discords all the time, like in like David's and stuff, like the Lex Talks UVS Discord and stuff.
Yeah.
I just enjoy Tim's company. I share most of his views on the game. On like, even though Tim is known for playing aggro decks, right? He does understand like when things are not okay, right?
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I feel like if I was in the team events with Tim with the new rules, if I have a heavy decision that I don't understand, I could probably ask Tim, and he could give me like a very good opinion
Oh yeah,
that I.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Tim is on my Mount Rushmore. Like I have a Mount Rushmore of VVS players, and Tim is right smack dab there. Like I enjoy Tim's company. I enjoy his opinions. He always tells me, "Why are you building a deck that can't kill anybody?" That's just me, man. And Zach says the same thing in the final round Discord. It's like, look at name two things. What's worse, Chris Smith who can't what is it? The two iconic things, the duo. Chris Smith and decks that can't kill people, that's 100%. Like it's like here, man. But I want to defend. I want to defend. Like I like to defend, right? I like to block. It's fun. But yeah, like Tim's the goat, and so I totally agree. And please take Tim over me because Tim actually has cardboard. I just have a channel that I just talk on. So take Tim. Tim's a way better player than I am. So, okay? So I know that we're gonna get into the deck afterwards, but like I know like you're not really playing standard right now, but you're playing retro a lot. But what's your favorite current deck right now?
For what format? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Does not matter.
It's probably the Salinka deck because like I like Harama a lot,
Yeah.
but I think with how annoyed I've been with standard,
Yeah.
that Salinka deck lets me take it out more on people because she just blows you up.
Yeah. You could take your anger out on people. Yeah.
Like also when I was I haven't got to play Harama with the Paralyzed and touches because we're not here yet, but when I was at Worlds, somebody sold like a ton of retro cards to Sean.
Okay.
Right, and then part of the collection that he got was a set of Leona blades.
Ah, sick.
And I traded for it and put it into Link. Because that card is really messed up if it works.
It does. Yes, it does. Yep.
So like, yeah, it's a 2-check, and like you'll see it later. But like, that card's super messed up, and that card also doesn't exist. So like, if I ever wanted them again, I'll probably never find them.
Yeah.
Because finding some of the retro cards is a pain.
I own one. I own one Leona blade because it's one of my favorite attacks in the old game, and Leona is one of my favorite characters. She's like number 5 in favorite characters of KOF. So like I have a huge like. Obviously, I love the KOF characters because that's when I came into the game, right? Was KOF 13 and Neo Max and Rulers of Time, and that just kind of like I came for Darkstalkers, stayed for King of Fighters. So but yeah, no, I totally agree. Like it's really hard. Like they can't reprint these cards because they're licensed names technically, and they have made effects kind of like was kind of like Leona Blade at home, and it was like really bad, and it's just like just give us the actual move but with a different name, right? Like just I know it's hard and all that, but yeah, like I like I'm super hyped if we ever get KOF, like seriously, like yes.
Oh yeah. Like I also like Leona as a character. It's like she's my favorite of the KOF characters.
Yeah.
So like she is fine. We got like a kind of version of Leona reprint in Mothra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're kind of similar.
Yeah.
But she's like okay in retro. Like she's fine. She's kind of made of paper.
Yeah.
You kind of just like power prep past that part at this point.
Correct. Yes.
But Leona Blade still holds up like that. If you're not afraid of a 2-check, like that effect is very strong. Like you said, they which is miles worse.
Miles worse. Yeah, like
they provided.
They kind of did that with all like the spiritual reprints. Like was it Shiriniri no Mai, Kunichi no Mai? They made Heroic Clash, and that card is butt because it's a 1-check.
Yeah.
And if it was a 2-check, I think it would have seen a lot more play. But I could swallow a 2-check more than a 1. So because a 1 won't lose me. Oh, a 2 won't lose me my first foundation in the game. Like I start with the 2. Check a 1, I might as well lose, right? We talked about this earlier.
Yep.
But yeah, very cool. I can't wait to get into the Salinka deck. So we'll move on to the final question. Where can people find you, and any shout-outs?
Oh yeah, sure. So I'm Sketch262 on Discord. I'm very talkative, so I'm sure if you're very active in the community, you will have seen me and some of my terrible takes. You're more than welcome to tell me they're terrible. me and Berber get into it like a decent amount. Like obviously not like rude to each other, but like we just have a bunch of disagreements on like gameplay stuff all the time. Like it's
Sure.
fun. I like
Yeah.
talking with him and other people in public. Like I am allowed to be wrong. I am human, right? But like I if somebody disagrees with me, I do enjoy debating on them why they feel that way to make
Yeah.
sure that they have an
Yeah.
um and I'm a part of Let's Talk EBS,
Heck yeah.
the David Hume's
Super team.
super team.
Super team.
Uh, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I I enjoy the game a lot. I'm very active in the community. I've been playing retro. I do like playing standard. Recently, standard's been like kind of terrible to me personally, but that doesn't mean other people aren't having fun. And I still obviously play test with people.
Yeah.
Like I play test Hito Ryan Kogak
Yep.
really well, right?
Yep.
So like I enjoy playing with him a lot. And it's really hard for me to make testing sometimes with the team, which sucks because like I want to do more for the team, but like
Yeah.
they test all on the night that I work a lot, so it's hard.
Oh, that's poopy. That sucks.
So like I have to get catch up games with people during the week, and I do, right? But
Mm.
like it's not the same. Like it would be cool. But like I love the game. I'm really excited for my cost of 4. I will definitely be beating my head into a wall on that character
Heck
until I
yeah.
find out she's bad. And so she's gone. It's like
Yeah.
all right, but
Yeah. Yep.
that's basically it.
Cool. All right. Well, this does it for this. So this does it for this episode of Take 10. And now